Hi, today I'm here with Abby Falik, founder and CEO of Global Citizen Year. So you are a nonprofit social enterprise reimagining the pathway from high school to college. And you call your program a bridge year, correct?
Well, we hate the term gap year. We feel like the metaphor is wrong, and so many of our cultural associations are not helpful. That is the period of time we're talking about. It's the transition between high school and college, high school and young adulthood. But we need a much better name for what that can be. It can't be the absence of learning. It needs to be a launch pad. It needs to be a year on purpose or a discovery year. That's really what our mission is all about.
That's a great distinction from what we all have in our heads of what that post high school, pre college year is. So tell us a little bit about what you do at Global Citizen Year.
So, Global Citizen Year is on a mission to forge a new pathway between high school and college. And for the last decade, we have worked with over 1,000 diverse young people from across the US and around the world who have made the bold decision to step off that conveyor belt that has carried them from high school straight into college and recognize that no, there's an opportunity to step back and examine myself and my role in the world so that I can get to college on a mission to answer a set of questions that I now have. We historically, until COVID, would recruit young people and place them in communities where they would live with the global majority in Asia, Africa, or Latin America. So we have teams on the ground running the local programming.
And how are you pivoting this year?
Well, we recognized early April that with a global pandemic and all the uncertainty, particularly uncertainty around how in countries around the world with health systems that are even less developed than ours here, didn't feel responsible to continue sending young people around the world. But we did recognize quickly that there are 2 million high school graduates from the class of 2020 who intend to go to college this fall, but whose plans will be disrupted in some way. And we have now a decade of expertise meeting young people in that crucial life transition and helping them figure out who they are, how the world works, and what kind of impact they can have at the intersection. So it was not a moment to sit on the sidelines. It was a moment for us to reorient and launch a new opportunity, which has become Global Citizen Academy.
And what's that going to look like?
Global Citizen Academy is calling 2020 high school grads worldwide to join us for a first of its type leadership experience. It will be delivered virtually, but anchored in lived experience. So we're inviting young people who will be volunteering locally or getting a job this fall, everyone who's opted out of college, to join a global cohort and enroll in a couple of courses that help you understand global systems and society, leadership as a practice. There'll be a leadership in action series where young people will have an opportunity to interact directly with leading thinkers and innovators from around the world and across industries and sectors, really as a way to inspire them about what's possible. And there'll be mentorship and coaching as well in small groups. So it's a blend of experiential learning with coaching, academic learning that includes accredited coursework for students who want it, all in the service of helping young people recognize that this isn't a disruption. This is actually a transition that can be deeply formative.
So when you say opt out of college, you mean temporarily because of COVID or as an alternative to college in general?
Yeah, I mean, primarily because of COVID. So I think when we look at what the college experience will be, particularly for freshmen this fall, it's going to be disrupted. So some schools will be forced to deliver everything virtually, and they may or may not have an effective way of doing that. But I would say for parents in particular and for kids who are thinking about the investment of time and cost, it's a terrible way to start your college experience. And this feels like a moment that where there's actually one clear plan you can make, which is don't just assume that the tried and true way that we've always expected this transition to look needs to be the same right now. Don't make that sacrifice to yourself and your learning and your education. Recognize that there are other things you can learn right now that will help you better bridge to your experience of your college experience once you do get there.
I think this is particularly wonderful for people who can't live with the uncertainty that we're living in right now because they can know what they're doing in the fall.
That's exactly right. And so we're inviting kids and families to make one plan, which is join Global Citizen Academy. And that's the plan that can change everything else.
Who do you anticipate being the participant this year?
We are looking again for high school graduates from this year's class who are determined and hopeful. They're not all academic superstars, but they've got that sense that the world is in transition. Things are coming apart at the seams. A better world is possible, and they are determined to play a part of it. And they would like to learn from peers who bring diverse experiences and perspectives, who broaden their sense of what it means to be a young person in today's world, and who become a leadership network that will be your foundation for a lifetime of impact.
So thank you very much. Amy Fallick, founder and CEO of Global Citizen Year. Thank you.